Hey Chris, what are you doing, buddy?
Just enjoying this beautiful weather.
Oh, nice, nice. What's up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. Chris, what are we doing today?
We're going shopping.
What are we going shopping for?
Rental property.
Oh, we're going shopping for rental property?
Yeah.
Or like a vacation home or
vacation home, you know. Maybe make some money out of it.
You buy it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
2-for-1 special. Get multiple, you know.
I thought that only happens at massage parlors.
It's true.
Oh. So today, guys, we're going to be heading to, well, they've got they do a giant RV sale here from time to time. And if you guys have been fans of the channel for a while, if you've watched the channel for a while, you know, like one of my biggest or probably favorite things to do in the world, and I'm pretty sure Chris is in the same boat, is to go look at model homes. Right, Chris? I mean, how many years have we spent just go looking at model homes? It's been probably over the last 10 years or more, right?
More.
I mean, we used to walk in, you know, like when we were younger, and then, you know, you want to get taken a little bit seriously, but not too seriously to where, like, they try and sell you the place, you know? So, like, and then Chris would always be like, nah, man, we can't act like we're a couple. That's weird. And then I'd be like, yeah, but we got to make them think we can buy the place. And then it was a thing, right, Chris?
Yep.
Why'd you always get so weird about that?
It's just weird.
So, anyways, I guess second best to that, or if not even better, is going to look at RVs. And, you know, everybody's been saying I need to buy a toy hauler. At one point, I wanted to live in a fifth wheel. I'll explain that in a little bit. But, you know, it never hurts to look. Let's go see what they got. And, you know, if you find the right deal, maybe we come home with a trailer.
You still want a mini home?
Do I still want a mini home?
Yeah.
I prefer a fifth wheel over
You know, I remember you wanted like a 150 square foot mini home.
That's true. And then I realized that's way too small. So at one point, what was it, like a year, 2 years ago? I believe it was about 2 years ago. Kind of when the tiny home thing came out, I was like, you know, like I don't need a lot of stuff. I got my truck, I got my dog, I need a bed and a TV, and I'm happy. Like that's all I need in terms of like living. So I was like, I could totally go live in one of these tiny homes. So I started looking into it. And then I'm like, well, shoot, for the price of a tiny home, you can get yourself like a 35-foot brand new luxury fifth wheel, and you'll be nicer, it's bigger, you got way better amenities. So at that point, I actually started looking and planning on moving into a fifth wheel. So at this point, I've owned my house for 10 years. So my plan was I'm gonna rent my house out, I'm gonna go live in a fifth wheel. Chris's mom actually had half an acre on her house, stayed on a half an acre. So I had her convinced at one point to let me keep the fifth wheel at her house.
And I think we were gonna run power.
We were gonna run power, we were gonna run everything. I was gonna kick her like, you know, $300 or $400 a month to let me keep the fifth wheel there. And then by the time you buy the fifth wheel, which, you know, they always MSRP for like 120 grand, and then trailers are crazy, you know, you walk out of there paying 60 for it.
And that 30-year loan, dude.
Yeah, right. I mean,
like $20
depending on how much you want to spend, they will give you, like, you can get like I think a 15 to a 30-year loan on an RV because you can classify it as like a second home. So if you want to keep your payments really, really cheap and live for really cheaply, it's not a bad route to go. But my only thing that really tied me down to the house was work for it. And work for it was, you know, we do all of our fulfillment out of the house. We store all of our inventory at the house. So that was like the one thing is I would need a fifth wheel, and I would need some type of garage or shop space to be able to handle.
Dog, you got the warehouse.
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
Damn.
Now I got the warehouse. Work for it's all self-contained. Dude, we getting matching fifth wheels? We'll live side by side or what? Dude, we'll put a fifth wheel in the warehouse.
Oh, dude, that would be sick.
Right? Let's go, dude. We gotta go to this RV show. Come on. Well, so that was a change of plans. We just had some idiot fucking merge into us. Yes, and that's your paint.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the biggest vehicle on the road. I don't know how you didn't see it. Shit, dude. You pushed this over pretty far. That was my big thing. Let me see your car. That's a lot of rubber on there. So what'd you do? You thought you were clear and you just tried to...
Yeah, I look in my mirror. I look in my mirror and I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't know how I didn't see that.
Gotcha. Well, I have to say we were definitely not planning on that happening, huh, Chris? What a moron, dude. Seriously. I mean,
Like, how do you?
I drive the biggest thing on the road. Like, how do you not see us? I guess he just thought he could shoot the gap in front of us and tried to merge right in front of us. You guys can see, this is why I run such big tires with big sidewalls. As far as I can see, there's absolutely zero damage on even my wheel. My wheel doesn't even have a scratch on it. There's just a little scuff on the tire itself. Obviously his vehicle, not the same. He's got a nice patch of rubber down the side, but wow, what an idiot, dude. All right, well, now that we're off the side of the freeway, let's assess really what looks like the only damage is we've melted a little bit of rubber on the tires here where it rubbed on the side of his car. I mean, you can see we got some hard water on there from the sprinklers last night, but aside from that, the wheel is perfectly fine. It was just the sidewall of the tires, which is why I love running such a meatier sidewall tire versus stretching tires to where the wheel sticks out beyond the sidewall. And it's also the reason that I drive such a big, heavy lifted truck. That kid, he ended up merging right into us, into my front wheel here. I guess he thought he could, I don't know, make the gap. He said he didn't see us at all, but him doing that, literally all it does is it turned my wheel a little bit, and it kind of, I just felt him push us just over out of our lane a little bit, and we were in control the entire time. Whereas if we were a similar sized vehicle or smaller, that little tap of him would have probably sent both of us spinning. So, hey buddy, is this thing cursed now or what? On that note, let's go find us an RV, dude. So back in the day, I used to have a Weekend Warrior FS 2500 toy hauler, and I think I sold that about 3 years ago. It was an 09. I bought it in 2007, and RVs kind of do this weird thing, or at least they used to back in the day, where they would always like predate it 2 years, whereas like, in vehicles you can buy a 2020 and 2019. RVs you could buy 2 years newer in that same model year. So I don't understand why they did that, but it made it really good for resale for people that didn't know that. So I ended up selling that 3 years ago because I just wasn't using it enough. But a lot of you guys have been saying, I need to get a Can-Am, I need to get something, go back out to the desert. Well, that's going to require not only buying the Can-Am, it's going to require buying a trailer. Chris is taking us to the fifth wheel toy haulers for some reason, even though Chris, I can't tow a fifth wheel with my truck, it's too tall.
I'll tow it.
Oh, you're going to tow it, Chris? Well then, all right, how about this one? Thump here. That's fully laminated. Okay. It's actually a decent layout for toy haulers. So, typically toy haulers, and RVs in general, are really stuck in a lot of similar floor plans. One thing I like about coming to look at these is you get to see who's really changing the game with different floor plans. Same thing with model homes. This one's actually a pretty nice setup. Normally they'll have like a weird seating setup like on this side, and then the TV will be like on a side wall to where you have to crook your neck. I mean, even this one, literally the seat that Chris is in is like the only good seat for viewing the TV, but it's got a nice feel to it. It's got a tiny bunk up above right there. I don't know who's gonna fit in there. That's like a coffin. No, thank you. Pretty small garage. I don't know, you might be able to fit a two-seater Can-Am in here. What do you think, Chris? Yeah, you fit a two-seater, huh?
No.
No, you don't think so?
No.
I like having the little separate table and chairs. These little carbon fiber plastic thingies are cute. Nice kitchen for when Chris is cooking for us out in the desert. What are you gonna cook for us, Chris?
No, I'm just gonna go with Eddie, dude. All his cousins, they all cook awesome.
That's true. Eddie's group does eat very well. We'll come up the stairs here. We got it's a decent sized bathroom. So one thing with these bathrooms is, Chris, go stand in that shower. Well, you can barely make it through the doorway. Oh, that's not a bad size for you, buddy. Check out the master bedroom here. Oh, Chris, did you already break it? Get out, dude. We don't want to buy this one. Come on. Master bedrooms. It's a decent size. I like the walk around bed. It looks like a queen size bed at best. I don't even know if that's a queen size. It looks smaller than a queen. It looks like an RV queen. I gotta say, I don't know. I'm feeling a little claustrophobic. But I mean, it is a toy hauler. So one thing with toy haulers is you sacrifice a lot of space. And you sacrifice a lot of weight because you add a ton of weight to be able to haul, obviously something in the back. They have to beef up the frame rails. What's the price on this bad boy right here? $103,000, Chris. Can I interest you in this today for $103,000?
Charge it.
Charge it. So here we've got another Momentum. This is by Grand Design, and I'm actually a big fan of Grand Design's fifth wheels that they make. We'll go take a look at some of the actual like residential style fifth wheels here in a second. But this one's got a pretty slick patio that comes off the front. as well as obviously you can use the rear ramp as a patio like they've been doing on toy haulers for years. This is a huge unit here. We'll go walk in the garage. This one's got a good sized garage. I think for sure you'll fit a at least a 2-seater, if not a 4-seater Can-Am in here. Little half bath, nice little living area, kitchen, and this is what I'm talking about with TVs and these things. So I guess most of you are probably thinking like, why are you going to the desert to watch TV? But it happens. What the?
Oh, you're done.
What are you? I don't even want to know what's going on in here, dude.
Oh, I mean, you know.
You getting fancy with it? I like the.
We're filming another video.
Oh, is this your side job?
Yeah.
I like the furry pillows. What's up with this?
I don't know, but what's up with like this?
The corner toilet thing here?
Yeah, like.
Have a seat, dude. Oh, you hit your knees?
This is weird.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that.
But dude, this is some like gnarly airflow, dude. If you have to go to the bathroom, like
Right? Kick window open,
window open, fan on, dude.
Well, now we're stepping it up, Chris. We got full body paint on this one. This is nice. This one's like kind of a toy hauler, but it's not exactly.
Whoa.
We got front living room. This is one of my. Ow, dude. Why is the door so low?
Oh my god.
How'd you get in and not hit your head? So this one's a front living room design where typically the master bedroom would be up here in the front. I love these designs of fifth wheels. It just makes it so much roomier. So when I was looking for a fifth wheel that I was actually going to live in, and let me clarify a little bit on that because I don't think I did a good job in the intro of this video. By renting my house out, I would pocket over $1,000 a month with my mortgage and all the other bills being paid. So that I would roll into whatever the payment on the RV was and whatever I was paying for spot and electric. So at that point, I'm essentially either still pocketing a couple $100 by the end of the day, or I'm living for free while stacking money to go buy another property. So that was kind of my whole plan with that. But anyways, front living room was definitely on my list of RVs. Like I wanted a front living room or just something that had a big wide open field, because typically, you know, when you're going out and you're staying somewhere, you're not in the RV all the time. But if you're actually living in it full time, like now you want it to start to feel open and have like an open floor plan like a house. Like this one, you can overlook into the kitchen. You can actually see the TV from multiple different areas. It's got a decent sized kitchen, nice little like, I don't know, breakfast bar area here. You can swap a lot of these out for a residential fridge instead of the RV fridge. Tons of storage. Chris is enjoying the bed back there. What about the bed? The bed that's 14 feet off the ground. So this one actually has, Chris is kind of walking to it. You can see you can't move around here right now. They kind of put the bed in an up position. So there's actually a garage underneath the bed. This one's like, it's technically a toy hauler. Here's the bathroom, just pretty similar to what we've been seeing. It's technically a toy hauler, but it's more so for the guy that's like full-time RVing and wants to bring his Harley or his golf cart with him. That's about as big as the garage space is on this one. Let's go show him the garage, Chris. Tons of underneath storage, TV, little outdoor cooktop, little mini fridge.
Set up another bedroom.
And then here's the garage. So obviously you can see the bed lowers down completely to about here, so it'll probably drop another like, I don't know, probably drop that amount by half, but at best you're getting in here.
Dude, what the heck's that?
Smells like fart in there? Alright, well at most you can see you're going to get a Harley or a golf cart in here. So we're going to be moving in away from the toy haulers. Chris!
Yeah.
Chris, this isn't an RV for sale, buddy. Get out of there.
I want to buy this thing.
You're going to buy this one?
Yeah.
How is it?
It stinks.
How many slide outs does it have?
2.
2 slide outs?
Yeah.
I don't think I want to know what slides out in this thing. Now, obviously, we just looked at the fifth wheel toy haulers, and it's not realistic for my truck setup. It's too tall to tow a fifth wheel. So, more so, if we're going to be looking at a toy hauler, it's going to have to be a bumper pull. So, if I were to do it, I learned on my last one, just go big, get the nicest one you can get. This iconic by Attitude over here, triple axle. Let's see, what is the length on this one? I'm guessing it's a 30-footer. All right, we got a decent little kitchen with a little peninsula coming out. My problem with toy haulers is not much has changed from about that wall back. I mean, they'll tweak the kitchens just a little bit, but it's usually bench seat on one side, captain chairs on the other, 2 beds that come down, and bedroom. And they've been like that forever in the bumper pull segment of trailers. So I've been really like, I don't want to buy the same trailer that I used to own. You know, I'm hoping somebody at some point, I don't know what I'm looking for, but but I'm hoping somebody revolutionizes bumper pole toy haulers, because it's just too much of the same stuff. They've been putting out the same floor plans for so many years. How's that front bedroom, Chris? I mean, it's not bad. Now, mind you, like, if you sleep in a tent and then you move up to one of these, like, it's a heck of an improvement. But coming from, like, your house to sleeping in here, not my cup of tea. Oh, it's got a decent sized bathroom. Shower looks pretty tight. That's a tight squeeze right there. Oh yeah, all right, shower, Chris. Your neck. Oh. Yeah, you look like a trapped friggin' grizzly bear, dude. So what I do like about toy haulers is they always come, well, most of them, unless you're getting like the real budget, lower end ones, always come with a built-in generator, which is nice because most of us, we dry camp, whereas it seems like anybody that has like the bigger, nicer luxury fifth wheels, they only go to like RV parks that have hookups. So none of those have even a spot. Well, most of them don't have a spot for a generator. Toy haulers always either have a spot or come with them. What's the price on this one, Chris? $72,000.
On sale for 23.
Probably. So I was walking by this trailer a minute ago and I saw this little slide out in the front here, and I thought that was an odd placement, so I had to go look inside. And this is actually a really kind of cool setup for those of you guys that are limited to a smaller, lighter weight toy hauler. I don't know what the weight on this one is, but it's a 24-foot trailer, I'm guessing, by the model number. And it's got a little bit of a unique layout. And it comes with a Chris, so may or may not be half-ton towable. I'm not sure. It depends on Chris's... well, Chris is losing some weight, so you're good, buddy. So it's pretty compact in the living area. Obviously, you've got your cabinet chairs, you got your dinette in the back, your queen-size bed that comes down. This is obviously also folds out into a queen-size bed when you're done. But in the front is where it gets a little bit unique. You got a pretty small TV, but you know, some of you may or may not care about that. And then you got a pass-go here with Chris. Coming down this side is you got two entrances to the bathroom. One from right outside the door, which is pretty nice. You're not tracking stuff through the trailer. Decent-sized shower. Tiny sink. Looks like you got enough legroom for the toilet here. Then we come in to the bedroom. Hey, Chris. And now you see where that front slide out was, and that is for the entire, what I'm assuming would be once again like an RV-sized queen bed. We say you actually got a shoe rack underneath and some decent-sized storage there. And then you got a nice little weirdly kinked mirror here, a little wardrobe, which is, you know, pretty nice. You don't see that too often. Some sweets. I don't know even what this panel is, but it looks nice. Little medicine cabinet. Oh, actually, that's pretty big storage in there. Chris, why are you closing us in here, dude? I need my whistle. All right, we found it. Dry weight is 7,400 pounds. So no, this is not a light trailer, and I think you factor in another 2,000 pounds of cargo capacity. So you're sitting at a 9,000 pound trailer, which is decently heavy. Here's a perfect example of toy hauler TV placement. Like, who's gonna watch it up there? The chair is facing this way. That chair is facing, like, maybe this guy can kind of see it if he like rocks back in the chair just enough.
Where would you put it?
Where would I put the TV?
Where would you put the TV?
I changed the whole layout. They screw themselves by making these layouts. You can't put the TV anywhere. And this one's sitting very unlevel right now, which kind of in the same way that I get dizzy when other people drive me, I get dizzy being in RVs that are not level.
That's what I'm talking about right here, buddy.
Oh, this is more your style, Chris?
My style.
Yeah? Now, is this more your budget?
This is my budget.
Oh, yeah? We'll take a pick. Which one we're gonna go look at?
I mean, we can get
obviously
to
if you're gonna go diesel pusher, you gotta go dual rear axle, right? Like,
that's true.
Go with the big boys.
Yep.
Dude, look at the exhaust tip on this one. That's got Chris written all over. That matches the Mercedes.
It's true.
Look at that, dude. Why does it stick out so far? That's the most gaudy exhaust tip I've ever seen. So as you can hear, the big diesel pushers like this come obviously with generators, and I guess if you're gonna be stepping up into the price range of these things, they turn the air conditioning on for you. So it is actually really hot today. But these things just open up massive inside of them. They're also insanely expensive, but they are no doubt how beautiful these are. Oh, hey Chris.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey man, I like what you've done with the place. You got a nice house. Hey, Chris, home is whenever I'm with you.
What do you think, man?
That's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I gotta say, I like the finishes. They always get a little gaudy sometimes with these ceiling panels on this thing. I don't really like these ones, but I like that the air conditioning works and it works really well. And I do like how open they are, but these are really for like 2 people to live in. And even then, like, obviously, number 1, this is way out of my price range. But number 2, I wouldn't want to buy a motorhome because then you're paying for the motor as well, and like the chassis and the whole steering setup, and you're paying for all that stuff that we don't need. So I wouldn't spend the $530,000 that this thing costs. Nice little half bath here in the hallway. I like how wide everything is, like widened up in the hallways are, right? Some space in here. Check this thing, man. Dang, we got a little powered glide bed. You can sit up, look, a TV in a spot that makes sense, right? You can sit up in your bed. It's a good sized bedroom. Oh man, how do we fold the bed down? Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. I think I shut the generator off. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't hit that button that says off. That turns the generator off, doesn't move the bed. Oh, here we go. I found the bed controls. Try it out, Chris.
I feel like I gotta wear this when I get walking.
Right? Now we're talking, Chris. Now you look like you own this place. You going to the golf course later?
I am.
Gonna go hit the back 9? Alright, but in all seriousness, how do we turn this generator back on? Let's see. There we go. Sweet. Let's check this one out, Chris. Let's get back to kind of our plan here, buddy. So obviously, really the main reason we're here, or I even came looking at RVs recently, was for something to live in. So that's gonna put us more in just the standard, like residential-ish style fifth wheel. So here we're in essentially a similar layout to their toy hauler version of this, but you can see now they put a front window up front, which is nice, makes it much more open and much more residential feeling. You've got, once again, you know, the sweet layout. TV comes out from behind the fireplace. Decent sized kitchen. I'm not too concerned about kitchen size. I mean, we don't really cook that often. More so as important is a nice dining set, which this one obviously has. Over here, we've got a, you know, decent sized pantry, pretty deep actually. And then they even have a half bath right off the kitchen, which is a nice touch to keep people from having to go into the master bath, which is back here. So this is the master bedroom. And this looks to be like a king size bed. I would need a little bit bigger of a TV, but back here is where this one kind of shines. It's got a really nice sized master bathroom. We got double sink vanity over here. An okay sized shower. I don't think it's very shoulder width. It's not that bad actually, shoulder width wise. Let's close the door in here. Oh geez, the other door came with it. Well, I mean, you'll be bumping some elbows in here trying to shower, but yeah, it's actually a really nice unit. What do we got in here? Is it closet? See, I mean, that would make it tough. It's got washer dryer hookups if you're truly full timing in this thing, but then you really lose a lot of your closet. They have combo units where it's one unit is a washer and a dryer, so you could stack it down there and you'd still have some space up above to hang your stuff. But looks like to be I would say an RV-ish king, which is closer more to like a regular sized queen bed from what I'm looking at. But all in all, this is actually not a bad unit. I like how the bedroom in the back also steps up from the lower living area, similar to the front. And then I believe underneath us there's actually some good sized storage. But let's go check out another unit. This one's not bad. What's the price on this one? Where's the price sheet? Somebody stole the price sheet. Yeah. Was $105,000. Now they're offering it for $85,000. So this model by Grand Design, the ST37 3FB. This is more your typical residential style fifth wheel layout, to where it's kitchen, a little bit of dining area in the back. It's more of one big room, and then you have obviously your front bedroom, front bathroom. I don't really like this style. You do get a decent sized bedroom in this one, and a decent sized bathroom, which actually looks like it's actually got a big closet in the front as well. It's actually a really good sized closet. They did a nice job there, and you have a spot for stackable washer and dryer without losing a lot of your closet space. This one's not bad from the bedroom forward. I just don't, for some reason, like having this area kind of the same way toy haulers have been building, from like the kitchen back the same way. A lot of fifth wheel manufacturers have been making them similar to this for so many years. I like seeing something different. And speaking of different, this one here, we're in another Solitude by Grand Design. This one actually has a raised rear living room, and I actually like this setup as well. It kind of separates the kitchen area from the living area, and you basically get what they would normally be putting in the front that we've seen in the previous models. They put it in the rear, and it allows for a few more windows than you typically get in the front, and you retain some of the features that you get when you have a front bedroom, like the closet that they just had in the one we just looked at, and a little bit bigger of a bedroom area. So now we're switching up manufacturers. We made our way into a Montana, which also makes fifth wheels that I like. With the other ones we were in was Grand Design. So between Montana and Grand Design, that would be definitely one of my two picks. This one's another front living area, which you're gonna see is kind of similar. Montana puts really big front windows up there, which I like. Another decent sized kitchen with a half bath. I don't know if I guess I like the half bath in the kitchen. Coming back up in here into the master bedroom. Bed looks a little bit low, but it's a decent size. Not a whole lot of room to walk around it, but you get a good sized closet. So this one's obviously a rear bedroom. Chris is in here breaking stuff with the fans. Not a bad sized bathroom.
Oh, cheap this is.
Feels cheap?
It's like plastic.
That's the only thing I don't like about the RV industry is like the fixtures and everything is so cheap. Like you're already charging 100 grand for this unit. Put some like $60 faucets in here. TV's a little small, but you know we can just mount one on the outside of this box right here.
Wait, is it though?
Yeah, it is.
Huh.
They want 103,000 for this one, but we can get it for 80. What do you think? We offer them 40?
Nah, I can find a better one.
Oh, okay. Let's go find a better one. What do you think about this one, Chris?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Where you?
Like, how do you open it? But like,
Oh, just kick the door open and poop?
kick that open, dude.
That's an odd bathroom setup. You walk into
no,
the bathroom.
it's really not though.
So this is obviously a bunkhouse setup. So this whole back room area over here is dedicated to 50 beds. This is what happens when you screw up and you have too many kids. You have to buy one of these. Chris, do you want to talk about all the kids you have in Tijuana?
No.
So as a contractor, this is the stuff that drives me nuts. Like just leaving unfinished ends on things like this. When this bed comes down, I mean, it's not gonna hide that. Let's see here. How do you do it one-handed? Like, you still see the unfinished ends. Now you guys are probably saying, Rhino, why are you looking at fifth wheels? You just said you couldn't get a fifth wheel toy hauler. And the main reason being, obviously, is if we were gonna be living in this thing, I would obviously just pay somebody to move it and place it for me in a spot that I would plan on living on it. And then if we needed to move it, we would just pay the fees to have somebody move it because, you know, obviously I'm not gonna buy a whole new truck just to be able to pull the fifth wheel if we never plan on really moving it. It's just gonna be something that we would permanently be living in until, you know, we generated enough funds to purchase another house, and then we'd live in that for a while and then eventually do the same thing to where we would rent out the one that I had there and then move on to a third house and a fourth house and pretty much repeat. All right, well guys, with that we're gonna wrap up this video. But yeah, seeing all of these RVs really did start to kind of spark that thought process in my head again to rent out my house, live in an RV. The only thing I have now is the issue of where we're gonna put it. And that can get really expensive. If you try and keep a fifth wheel in like an RV park, it ends up being like $1,500 a month out here, which at that point, like you might as well stay in it and live in your house because you're not saving any money.
What? Stay at Walmart.
We're gonna stay at Walmart?
Yeah, dude, it's free.
We're just gonna live at Walmart from now on?
Yeah, they let us.
All right, for sure. But don't be afraid to think outside the box, guys, in terms of saving money, stacking money. You know, sometimes you gotta finagle stuff, and if you're young enough, you don't have a family, and you're able to kind of move yourself around a little bit to where you can save up some money and put that towards another investment, and then kind of repeat that process. You know, don't be afraid to do it. A lot of people don't like to think outside that box, and that's why they kind of stay in it. So with that, guys, we're gonna wrap up this video. Chris is over here checking out this F350 with light bars front and rear. Can we mount a light bar on the back of your truck like that?
Right.
But as always, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you have not already subscribed, please click the subscribe button now. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to buy yourself a large vehicle, because once again, we saw that having a large vehicle really will save the day with all the crazy, stupid drivers that are out there. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, whether it be a nice truck, whether it be an RV, a fifth wheel, a toy hauler, some toys, whatever it may be, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. Catch you next video. Chris, say it.
Roll the outro.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.